Hello, you awesome humans. I'm Kat D, and today I'm here to do my top five. It is one of the hardest top fives that I've ever done, and it was very challenging. I really appreciated it, but I had some help, so let you watch this.
Cat D, my name is Karleigh, and I would like to know what is your top five favorite pops, not Disney.
So thank you, Carly, for sending me that video, and thank your sister again. I enjoyed doing the Marvel villains last week. So if you haven't checked out the video from last week, please go ahead and check that out. I'll link that down below. I did my top five favorite villains because I was asked to do so. So today I am going to be talking about my top five favorite pops that are not Disney. And this was really difficult. I feel like I need to separate this into two categories. So today I'm going to do my top five favorite pops that I own that aren't Disney. So I didn't include any traditional Disney, and I didn't include any Nightmare Before Christmas. So obviously some of those might have hit my top five. Obviously there would definitely have been one that would have hit my top five. But I did include Marvel, even though that's technically Disney, but it's Marvel and it's different, just like Star Wars is Disney, and it's also different because Disney owns the world, which I don't mind. So I'm going to start off with two honorable mentions, and let me point out that I did not choose any two pops from any of the two same fandoms. So if I chose one pop, let's say I did Star Wars, I chose one Star Wars pop that encapsulated, that's really kind of how I had to do it. What's my favorite pop in this category and break it down. So I didn't want my top five favorite pops to be all Harry Potter or all like Marvel or all whatever. I kind of wanted to give you a broad range because of the dynamic of this video or the category, and it is impossible. So I have two honorable mentions, and then I'll get into my top five. Now it's going to be a little different this week because my top five is not in any order. I could not put my top five in order, so I'm just going to name off the top five, and you can probably mix them around. So the first of my two honorable mentions is Coraline doll. Now, I love Coraline. It's not the best pop in the world, and some of these aren't really the best, most detailed pops in the world, but they're my favorite because they're special to me. And Coraline, I love the animation style. If you know me and you know my channel, you know how much I really love that kind of animation. I love the Nightmare Before Christmas. I love Coraline. I love the Corpse Bride. Like, I love the claymation, animated, kind of dark films. I really do like them a lot. And so I chose what my favorite pop out of that group was. And I feel like if you've watched Coraline and read Coraline like I have, the one that really encapsulates the feel and the essence of what Coraline is this Coraline doll, because it looks exactly like Coraline. You have your buttons for eyes, and she's a little bit dirty from crawling through the hole or being drug on the floor. So it was between this one and the Other Mother because I really like the Other Mother sculpt, but I did essentially choose Coraline doll. So my second one is probably maybe a surprise to some of the newer people because I don't talk about it as much because I'm really into horror and horror figures, and so kind of Disney kind of like overshadows that most of the time. But I really do love Freddy Krueger. He is my favorite villain, and the Freddy Krueger with syringe fingers is from my favorite movie, Nightmare on Elm Street #3. And so I really love this one, so it had to make my honorable mentions list. I love it so much, and it's definitely not a Disney pop. Okay, we're down to the top five. And remember, I'm going to go 5 to 1, but they are in no particular order. So number 5 is Venomized Loki. Loki is definitely my favorite Marvel villain. I think that it was in my last video. I love Loki. I love the type of villain he is. I love that most of the time he has other people do his dirty work for him while he like takes credit of being the most awesome villain. I also like he's kind of like not always bad. He like rides that line sometimes between bad and good, which makes him really, really, really interesting to read about and to watch. And this pop is amazing looking. They did so good with this. I've just recently got into the Venom character, or the, it's, you know, multitude of characters. Venom is not really a character. He is like a something that attaches to you. Like, but I really do like that. So these two together made a perfect Funko Pop. So at number 4, I have the Viserion Ice Dragon with the Night King. Now, Game of Thrones had to be on this list. It was going to be one of the dragons. So I was between Drogon with the red eyes and Viserion. This, like, this pop, like, evokes emotion in me. I am so sad of what happened to Viserion. If you've watched the Game of Thrones, and even if you haven't, I know when this pop came out, it was a huge spoiler. But I literally cried. It was so sad. And you knew exactly what was going to happen after the dragon died. You knew he was going to be a part of the Ice Brigade. But I hate it, but I love it. And I love this figure. And I'm so glad that I have it in my collection. All right, coming in at number 3 is Bedtime Bear. And again, this one is my favorite pop because it reminds me of my grandfather. I was actually missed this pop, and I was lucky enough for a friend, Blind Bag Toy Addict Scott over there, sent it to me in a trade, and it is one of my prized possessions, so thank you, Scott. And I'm not going to go into huge detail on why it reminds me of my grandfather, but I almost got a Bedtime Bear tattoo on my body. And decided I'm afraid of needles. So, but I love having this figure. Every time I look at it, I smile. It's the perfect pop, and I'm so glad that I have it in my collection. Coming in at number 2 is Captain America World War II. I freaking love this pop. Captain America, one of my favorites. He is my favorite Marvel hero. He's right there. You can see him right there. But I love this pop. I love that he has his World War II shield. A lot of the times in a lot of the memorabilia that you see, he has his round shield, and I love this shield. I love the shield. I love him in his World War II outfit. I just think that this is one of the best Captain America pops out there. I was lucky enough to grab it during a con. I had to call Hot Topic and be like, can you please hold this for me? And they did, and I'm so grateful they did because I went and I grabbed it, and it too is one of my prized possessions. Okay, and coming in at number 1, well, like I said, it's not really number 1. Any of these could have been number 1, but I had to put one of these pops from this series on here, and I could have chose a million of them over there because there are some amazing pops from this line, but I chose Luna Lovegood with her funky glasses. I think this is amazing. It's a Harry Potter pop. Harry Potter is one of my favorite lines. Harry Potter is all the way down on this shelf. So you see how Nightmare Before Christmas is here, and then that's all Marvel, and then over there is Disney, and then I have horror and Star Wars, and then over there I have Fantastic Beasts. But this is all Harry Potter, and I had to choose one, and I love her. She's adorable. She's definitely one of my favorite Harry Potter characters, and I just love this pop so much, so she had to make my list. So thank you again, Karleigh. This was my top 5 favorite pops that aren't Disney that I own. So in order to make it interesting, I think next week I'm going to go ahead and do my top 5 favorite pops that I don't own. So I'll make sure and put your intro in there as well. Okay, guys, I am Kat D. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Thank Karleigh down below in the comments for giving me this idea. And hit that notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload videos. I have no exact schedule except for Thursdays and Fridays. Thursdays I have my Name That Pop. So if you love Funko Pops and you want to win a pop every week, go watch my Name That Pop. And then obviously I have my top 5 Fridays. So I'm Kat D, guys. Bye.